Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're lacing up our analytical boots.
Yeah, we're jumping into a topic that, well, it touches so many young lives.
Exactly, the profound impact of sports on their development.
And we're not just talking about, the next big superstar athlete.
No, not at all. It's about how even like a kickabout in the park or playing for the school team,
Mm.
how that shapes young minds and bodies,
Molds character in ways people might not even realize.
right? And even impacts how they do in the classroom.
It's true. People often see sports as just burning off energy,
Uh,
but when you look closer at the research, the real-world outcomes, the benefits run so much deeper.
that's what we want to explore today, how these experiences, big or small, really contribute to a child's overall well-being and, their future.
Absolutely.
So for everyone listening, our mission in this deep dive is to really get under the skin of these essential advantages. We want to go beyond the obvious stuff.
We'll uncover maybe some of the more surprising ways sports help kids grow.
Let's kick off with a foundational idea. Sports teach life skills, the kind you just can't get from a textbook.
Definitely. And what's fascinating is how sports inherently build discipline.
How so?
Well, think about it. Showing up for practice, even when you don't feel like it.
Yeah, that takes commitment.
Following the rules, playing fair, pushing through when training gets tough, mentally tough.
Yeah.
Doing that over and over on the field or the court, it builds this really ingrained sense of discipline.
That makes sense. And then there's teamwork, which is huge.
Crucial.
Like coordinating a play in soccer or synchronizing moves in gymnastics.
Yeah.
You learn fast that you need others.
You absolutely do. Your own success depends on working well together.
You've got to communicate clearly, support your teammates even when things are going badly.
And understand your specific role in the group.
It's like a practical, hands-on lesson in cooperation. You can't just lecture someone on collaboration and expect them to get it like this.
That's the key difference, isn't it? It's applied teamwork, tangible lessons.
You learn how to work in a group, appreciate what different people bring.
And really strive towards a shared goal. It's more than just, getting along. It's strategic interdependence.
And leadership often just pops up naturally in sports, doesn't it?
It does. Maybe it's the captain, sure, but maybe it's just a player stepping up.
Yeah, encouraging others when things look bleak.
Exactly. It's not always assigned. Sometimes it's leading by example through dedication or just not giving up.
Inspiring others through actions.
And those moments, formal or informal, build real leadership confidence. Taking initiative, guiding others.
We absolutely can't forget perseverance either. Sports teach you that.
Oh, definitely. There are always setbacks, losses, injuries.
Maybe not making the team you wanted.
Learning to bounce back from that stuff, to keep trying even when it's hard, that builds powerful resilience.
And that resilience goes way beyond the playing field.
It's so vital. Kids learn failure isn't like the end. It's a chance to learn, adapt, get better.
It's that growth mindset. Navigating the wins and the losses in sport helps build it.
Which is invaluable for handling whatever life throws at you later on.
Okay, let's dig a bit deeper here. We've talked mental and emotional, but what about the purely physical benefits?
Right. Especially now, with screens dominating so much free time.
Sports give kids that really crucial physical outlet.
And think about public health.
Yeah.
Regular activity through sports helps fight against sedentary lifestyles.
Good point. Better heart health, stronger bones and muscles.
It contributes hugely to long-term physical well-being.
But it's not just about preventing problems later, is it? There's also just the immediate joy of movement.
Yes, feeling your body work, releasing energy. You miss that staring at a screen.
Totally.
And it's often not solitary. Many sports mean interacting with others.
Building those social skills, camaraderie.
A sense of belonging you don't get from screen time alone.
And let's be honest, there's usually competition involved, right?
Yes. And managed well, that can be a great motivator.
Pushing you to improve, test yourself, set goals.
Healthy competition is valuable. Learning to win and lose gracefully.
Respecting opponents. Understanding effort pays off.
Appreciating others' skills and dedication, too.
And fundamentally, it should be fun.
Absolutely. That enjoyment, that intrinsic motivation.
That's what keeps kids coming back for more, right? So they get all these other benefits we're talking about.
Exactly. If they genuinely enjoy it, they'll stick with it. Physical activity becomes a lifelong habit, hopefully.
Okay, point number 3. Structure. Sports bring this valuable framework into a kid's life. Time management, commitment.
It's interesting how that structure often bleeds over into other areas.
Like school.
Yeah. Scheduled practices, games, team meetings. They learn to organize their time, prioritize, meet deadlines.
Skills directly useful for schoolwork and definitely later in a job.
Think about the logistics they manage. Balancing homework with training, maybe travel for games.
Team responsibilities. It takes planning, organization, real dedication.
It's not abstract. It's practical, lived experience for these young athletes.
And being committed to a team, a schedule.
Yeah,
It builds responsibility, too.
definitely. They learn their presence matters, their effort counts for the group.
Reinforces reliability, accountability, being a contributor.
Yeah.
Okay, let's dive into some specific areas now. Academic performance first. Seems counterintuitive, maybe? More time on sports means less study time?
You'd think so, but the research often shows a positive link.
Really?
Yeah, studies find student athletes often have higher GPAs, better attendance, even a more positive attitude towards school.
Wow.
There was one interesting study suggesting kids in team sports were significantly more likely to go on to college.
That is compelling. Why do you think that is? What's the connection?
Well, one factor seems to be executive functions. Sports actually train your brain.
Oh.
Things like planning game strategies, adapting quickly, remembering complex plays.
Yeah.
That enhances cognitive skills.
Like working memory, attention control.
Exactly. Task switching too, all crucial for academic learning.
So the mental workout in sports helps with schoolwork too.
Yeah.
Makes sense. And we mentioned stress reduction earlier.
Right, physical activity releases endorphins, good for mood. And those endorphins don't just lift your mood, they can actually improve focus, concentration, memory.
All vital for hitting the books.
So a physically active kid is often just better equipped mentally for school.
It's not just time management then. It's optimizing the brain, lowering stress, creating a better learning environment. Powerful stuff.
Indeed.
Okay, let's shift to another huge area. Social and emotional growth. This feels like where sports really shine.
Absolutely. Sports are just such a rich environment for building strong friendships.
Those shared experiences,
Yeah.
working towards a goal together.
Going through the wins and losses. That creates powerful bonds.
Yeah, I can totally relate. I played basketball all through school. Some of my closest friends to this day, we met on that court. We learned to communicate, like non-verbally even.
Yeah, you get attuned to each other.
Support each other when we were down, celebrate the wins. Even the tough losses, weirdly, brought us closer. That shared history, it's real.
That's a perfect example. That shared experience builds camaraderie, resilience. I felt that with running.
Oh yeah, even though it's more individual.
Well, the training, the preparing together, it created this strong sense of community.
Pushing each other.
Yeah, during tough workouts, cheering each other on in races, celebrating personal bests, that shared journey, it built amazing bonds and boosted my own self-confidence hugely.
It's like those moments become part of who you are, right?
Exactly. They shape your identity, become sources of strength, great memories.
The thrill of a last-second basket, the team cheering, the coach's halftime talk. That stuff sticks with you.
Those collective emotional moments become anchors. They solidify understanding of teamwork, perseverance, the joy of achieving something together.
Okay, but we need to talk about something really crucial now. Access and inclusion.
Yes, this is so important.
Because all these great benefits, well, not every kid gets an equal shot at them.
Yeah. Unfortunately, no. There are real disparities. Socioeconomic factors are a big one.
Fees, equipment, just getting kids to practice.
Yeah.
It can be tough for families.
Then there are gender stereotypes that still linger, sadly. Discouraging girls from certain sports.
Still happens, yeah. Girls being told some sports aren't for them.
And just the basic availability of good facilities can vary so much between communities.
It's tough to think that something so good is out of reach for some kids just because of circumstances.
And the impact is significant. They miss out not just on the physical benefits, but all the social, emotional, even academic advantages we're discussing.
Thankfully, there's more awareness now. More initiatives trying to promote inclusivity.
There is growing awareness, yes.
Yeah.
But it's clear there's still a long way to go to really level that playing field.
We need sustained effort, right, to break down those barriers.
Absolutely. Every young person deserves the chance to experience sports, regardless of background, gender, location.
And related to access. There's the potential downside within sports, too. We touched on it, but excessive pressure.
Yeah, from coaches, sometimes parents.
That can really spoil things.
It's a critical point. When winning at all costs becomes the main focus,
Seeking external validation all the time
it just kills the joy and undermines the actual developmental benefits.
can lead to anxiety, burnout, Even make kids hate physical activity long term.
It completely misses the point, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Youth sports should be about exploring, growing, learning skills, and having fun.
Not being scared to fail or constantly trying to please adults.
Creating that supportive environment where effort, improvement, sportsmanship are valued more than just the score. That's key.
That fosters a lifelong love of activity, not just chasing wins.
Exactly. Focus on the process, the learning, the growing.
Let's talk about the coaches themselves, the unsung heroes, often.
Definitely. They have such a huge influence. Mentors, role models.
A good coach can be truly profound for a young athlete.
They're way more than just skill instructors. They instill values, motivate, set the whole team culture.
I think back to my high school basketball coach, Coach Miller.
Yeah.
He wasn't just about drills.
What did he emphasize?
Discipline, respect between teammates, working together. He used to say, scoreboard might show a loss, but did you give your absolute best effort? That's the real win.
Wow, that's powerful.
That perspective, it stuck with me in all parts of my life.
That's a perfect example of how a coach's philosophy leaves a lasting mark. Positive reinforcement, constructive feedback. It builds confidence, character.
And that positive reinforcement ties right back into resilience, which we keep mentioning.
It does, because life has ups and downs.
A good coach helps kids see setbacks as part of growth. Mistakes aren't failures.
They're learning opportunities. They foster that perseverance mindset.
Okay, let's compare individual versus team sports for a minute. Do they teach different things?
They certainly offer distinct benefits, yeah. Team sports, as we said, are fantastic for collaboration, interpersonal skills,
Learning to be part of a unit, understanding your role.
building trust, relying on teammates.
That interdependence thing again, knowing your actions affect the group, and you depend on them too. Shared responsibility.
Right. Then you have individual sports. They often build more self-reliance, mental toughness.
Personal accountability.
Exactly. When it's just you, the responsibility for prep, execution, the result, it's all on you.
Build serious mental strength, discipline, personal agency.
Think of a swimmer battling fatigue alone, or a tennis player strategizing each point solo.
It's very internal, a direct reflection of individual effort and grit.
So ideally, maybe getting exposure to both is best for kids.
Yeah, a mix.
Team sports for cooperation, individual for self-discipline and mental resilience. It gives a really well-rounded experience.
That makes sense. And parents play a role here too, right? Letting kids explore.
Oh, absolutely. Letting them try different things without pressure, finding what genuinely clicks for them.
Because if they enjoy it, they'll stick with it and get the benefits.
Precisely. That exploration is key.
Another fascinating angle. Emotional intelligence. Sports are like an emotional roller coaster sometimes.
They really are. And what's valuable is that sports provide a sort of safe space to feel those big emotions.
The high of winning, the sting of losing.
Frustration with a bad call, learning to recognize, understand, and manage those feelings constructively, that's huge for emotional development.
Learning to win with humility, lose with grace. Those are life skills right there.
Builds empathy for teammates, respect for opponents, win or lose.
And it helps kids become more self-aware,
Yeah.
right, about their own emotional reactions.
Yes, and better able to regulate them, which is fundamental for healthy relationships, just overall well-being.
And what about leadership again? We touched on it, but it seems like opportunities pop up everywhere in sports.
They really do, even informally. Kids naturally take on roles.
Could be the official captain, sure.
Or just the player who takes initiative in a drill, or motivates everyone.
Sports offer so many chances to practice those skills. Communicating, inspiring, taking responsibility for the group dynamic.
And the great thing is, those leadership skills learned on the field or court, they transfer.
To school projects, future jobs.
Community life, personal relationships, they become real assets.
That ability to motivate, communicate, lead, developed in sports, it empowers them in so many other areas.
That's a crucial takeaway.
Okay, finally, let's widen the lens. The broader societal impact. Sports bringing people together.
It's remarkable, isn't it? From neighborhood games right up to the World Cup or the Olympics.
Sports just have this unique power to cross boundaries. Cultural, linguistic, economic.
Uniting people through shared passion, excitement, a sense of collective identity.
And for kids playing together on a diverse team.
That fosters real understanding, empathy,
Yeah.
a broader worldview.
Learning to appreciate different perspectives, connect with people they might not otherwise meet.
Those direct experiences are incredibly enriching, breaks down prejudice, builds connection from a young age.
And sometimes sports can literally change a kid's life path, can't they?
Absolutely. Athletic scholarships open doors to education.
Opportunities to travel, compete, or just discovering a talent they never knew they had.
We hear those inspiring stories all the time. Kids from tough backgrounds finding a path through sports.
Providing pathways to education, a brighter future.
It happens.
And we definitely have to mention inclusive sports programs for kids with disabilities.
Yes, the empowerment, belonging, sense of achievement they provide. It's incredible.
Really underscores the universal benefits, doesn't it?
It powerfully shows that those benefits, physical, emotional, social well-being, confidence, they're for everyone, should be accessible to all kids, regardless of ability.
Okay, as we start to wrap up this deep dive,
Mm.
let's recap. Top 5 benefits. What stands out most?
Okay, pulling it together. First, definitely physical health, fitness, strength, general well-being.
Right.
Second, mental health, stress reduction, better mood.
Crucial.
Third, those vital life skills,
Teamwork, discipline, time management.
foundations.
Fourth, the academic support, better focus, motivation, maybe cognitive boosts.
Often overlooked, but important.
And fifth, I'd say confidence and self-esteem, believing in themselves.
That's a fantastic summary. Can I add a +1?
Please do.
Just pure joy. The fun factor. Yes. Absolutely vital. Can't forget that.
The simple pleasure of playing. It shouldn't be underestimated.
No, that enjoyment is often the spark, right? It's what keeps them engaged long enough to get all the other good stuff.
Couldn't agree more. Okay, so as we close out this really insightful deep dive, it's crystal clear. Youth sports are way more than just games.
They're powerful tools, multifaceted tools for personal and social development.
With benefits that stretch far, far beyond the field or the gym.
And the core message, I think, for everyone listening, providing opportunities for every child to participate.
In whatever way works, leagues, school teams, just informal play.
It's a vital investment in their growth, their well-being, their future, on and off the field.
So whether you're a parent, teacher, coach, or just someone who cares about kids, let's think about how we can create more chances for them to get involved.
It really can make a profound, lasting difference in their lives.
Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive today.
We really hope it's given you some valuable insights, maybe a deeper appreciation for everything youth sports can offer.
We really appreciate you spending your time with us. Maybe take a moment now, think about what resonated most,
Did it spark any memories of your own sports experiences?
or perhaps give you a new perspective on the young people in your life.
We encourage you to keep exploring this. Maybe watch the kids playing in your local park with fresh eyes.
Curiosity, applying these insights. That's how positive change happens.
Indeed.
Until our next deep dive, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep moving.